thank you. That was so nice of you. It does feel nice to hear that. But what if someone asked you, how did you find the time to prepare this present for me? Where did you get the money from? Did you actually break open your little savings jar or your piggy bank or whatever you call it? And you did all that for me? You put in all that effort for me? Thank you so much for putting in all that effort. That hits a bit deeper, doesn't it? We feel truly appreciated when our efforts are valued more than the object that we appreciate. We're kind of wired for appreciations. We're little units of appreciation. If someone appreciates us, we can feel uplifted. And lacking it, we can feel invisible, unappreciated, unwanted, or maybe not even existing. A real disconnect can brew from a lack of appreciation. The feeling of being unseen, unwanted, unloved, unappreciated is unfortunately way too familiar to many of us. So what is going wrong with our search for appreciation? In order to answer that, we have to really look at appreciation and its building blocks. Appreciation is a combination of recognition, valuation, and the context of our existence. Recognition requires vision. It's not just that you're not good, it also depends to a great extent on the vision of the people you're surrounded by. The old story of the person who kept complaining that everything was dirty and why hasn't my neighbor not cleaned their windows, only to find that they had not got their glasses on at a later point and realizing that they're seeing everything as dirty not because things are dirty, it's because their vision is off. We built a culture where we value things and we use people to get what we want. The only problem is we have no idea what we want. We're just trying like one toy after the other like a kid, you know. Hope is by going from one thing to the other, we'll finally find something that sticks. Just like the hope is from going from one relationship to the other, we'll finally find true love. So our strategy for life is just bulldoze our way through life, using everything and everyone that comes in our way to get what we want. Of course, we might say it nicely with kind words or with harsh words, but the bottom line is our mentality is that of using things and people for our sakes, for our pleasure, for our happiness. In yogic language, that's what's called bhoga. Bhoga means that mentality that I have to use things for my pleasure, for my sense gratification. More addictive than any video game is the pursuit of I want. This pursuit, we forget to see what I have. And because we don't see what I have, we never ask, who gave? Since we are disconnected at the very root of our existence, from the very beginning of life, we are practicing a culture of deep disconnection. We have created this most unfortunate condition that even something that is completely free, it's abundantly available, but still we feel the scarcity of it in our life. It's kind of like being in an ocean surrounded by water, but you know you can't drink a drop of it. So many people, there's so many tongues, there's so much possibility, but yet we are all suffering from a lack of appreciation. Why? Not because it's not there, but because we don't recognize it. We don't see it. And we don't see it because we see something else. Official attempts to compliment, say thank you, or sweet nothings will never replace a heartfelt prayer of gratitude to the one who provided and arranged everything in this world before we popped into this world naked, crying, and helpless. Our deep determination to completely neglect that personality rise at the root of our feeling unappreciated and our inability to give appreciation. That is why Bhagavad Gita begins from the prayer, Om Ajnana Timirandasya. I was born in the darkness of ignorance. Eyes have no value without the sun. It's bright and sunny outside, so everything looks so attractive. But these eyes have no value without the sun. In the same way, we'll never truly value anything until we learn to value the source of all existence, until we learn to value Krishna. The child gets some money from the mother and uses that money to buy a present for the mother. The mother appreciates it, although it was her money that went for it. Because to willingly give it back to the mother, it is appreciated. So the only thing that is better than a heartfelt prayer of gratitude is to use everything you have, is to use what you have, or at least a little part of it, a little tiny part of it, in the service of the Supreme. Appreciation is like a creeper that grows in our heart when we water the root of our existence. Yatha tarur mula nischanena tripyanti yatha bhujopashakha. Attempts to say sweet things or sweet nothings or just try to appreciate those around you are as much a useless effort as it is to water the leaves of a plant while neglecting the roots and expecting the plant to flourish. It doesn't work like that. Actually, another name for Krishna is Bhava Grahi Janardhan. Bhava means emotions. And Bhava Grahi Janardhan means the one who takes the essence of our emotion. The one most people in this world won't appreciate if you give them an uncooked meal. But Krishna is quite different. He appreciates the fact that you even attempted to cook it. So we've created a world where we judge people by the results of their efforts. But it would be so much different if we just appreciated the effort. Krishna actually lays the foundation for it in the Bhagavad Gita. He says, Karmanyeva adhikarastu ma phaleshu kadachana. He's saying you only have a right, you only have an adhikar over your activities, karma. You do not have any right over the results. So why have we created this world where everything is judged by results? And not only do we do this to others, we do this to ourselves too. Krishna is not like that. He's very different. He's Bhavagrahi Janardhan, and he makes it very easy. He says in the Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. Leaf, a fruit, a flower, or just a little bit of water. Give me anything. How hard is it to get these little things? He's willing, imagine going to someone's house instead of a big bouquet, you just take a leaf. And they'll be like, what kind of a person is this? But Krishna is saying, just give me a leaf. But we have this die-hard determination that, no, we're not going to acknowledge whipped cream. If we find a tree and there's fruits on it, you know what we're going to do? We're going to build a fence around it and hang our name tag outside of it. That's what we want. Because we're looking at the world, remember I said, with the eyes of Bhoga, I'm going to enjoy. That's our vision. I want to enjoy. It's okay if we want to enjoy, but at least we can recognize the person who provided the materials for our enjoyment. But we don't even want to do that much. This kind of philosophy, this deep impersonalism, more accurately called in the yoga circles as Nirvisheshavad, impersonalistic philosophy, that everything, I'm just a spontaneous unit of talent that has emerged in this world, and I'm able to live successfully because I work hard and I'm smart. And everybody else who can't is just a fool. This kind of an idea that I'm just spontaneously gifted, it makes us so proud, and this pride actually blinds us completely to the reality. So even if we give or get a thank you, it feels empty. Remember that feeling unappreciated or feeling lonely is not a matter of lack of people on this planet, or even in the room or the house you're in. It's a matter of disconnection. There's a deep disconnect. And this disconnect exists because we're not connected with the root of our existence. Neglecting the root, neglecting the source, we're trying to find meaning in stuff. That's why we're feeling unappreciated. Those words, even if they're there, don't hit a deep spot in our heart. Srimad Bhagavatam, the world classic yoga text, explains that real product of genuine appreciation is Ya Atma Suprasidati, the Atma, the soul, is satisfied. It's so happy. Prasidati. So if you want to feel and share genuine appreciation, cultivate a sense of indebtedness, not independence. Indebtedness is that glue that keeps everything together, remembering who gave me what I have, remembering those persons, and then ultimately the supreme person who gave us everything and those persons we value. And with the story of a young Prince Dhruva who was mad at his father, the emperor. He had a bit of a argument, a disagreement, and he thought the way to settle it is to pray to the Supreme and get a kingdom bigger than his father, then they'll be even. And in his yogic journey, as he went on to pray and meditate and advance spiritually, when he finally met the Supreme, and he was ready to ask the moment that he'd been working so hard for, now he could ask whatever he wanted, he said a very heartfelt and sweet prayer. Kachan vichinvam api devya ratna swamin kritarthu asmi varam nayache. He said, I was looking for broken pieces of glass, but I have found you, the most precious gem of my life. Now I am kritartho, I am completely satisfied. I do not want anything else. That is the kind of appreciation and satisfaction we should run after. That's what's worth a pursuit.